Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing well. It is 6:46 p.m. July 5th, 2023. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. We're going to give some FiveM roleplay once again for today. But this time we're on Crane. Because we have a thing today. So we are going to be doing a hearing. That's fine. We're going to be having a hearing today with a Steven Starr. And we're going to see, I have asked to represent him. Why are you suspending the chief? Huh? Not suspending the chief? Anyway, so we're going to be having a suspension hearing, and I have asked to represent Steven Starr, because it sounds like some stuff. It sounds like some stuff. So we're going to find it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. I don't know what the fuck is going on with it, but Steven Starr has been indefinitely suspended, which is against every fucking policy we have. So I want to see, like, how we're gonna do this. But yeah, it's gonna be a thing today. So I'm gonna be in plain clothes because that's just how you do it. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I don't know anything really. Like, I don't know on it. Nothing. I don't know anything. All railguns and some remote 50 caliber sniper rifles. Might need them, who knows. You never know, ladies and gentlemen, you never know. Alright. What's my bag looking like? Ah, yes. Bag's looking good. That is funny. That is funny. You know, there was a password lock on it, now there's no lock on it. Well, it is what it is, I guess. I don't even remember the fucking password lock, and I leaked it too. Dude, who would let that go rotten? Missing out. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing. And I'm heading off to bed after this, so it's gonna be a short one. But hopefully it'll make a nice video. Some dramatic dramas. You know? I'll capitalize on that shit. Oh, do you know what? I do want to check something real quick. Because I was asked to do this about 7 weeks ago. So let's check it now. Ah, it does show it. Interesting. Interesting, so it does still show it. Cool. Fucking Christ, man. I'm so ready for bed. I woke up like 3 times. My body was like, yeah, you're gonna wake up at like 2 a.m. I'm like, no, fuck you. And I went back to bed, and then I eventually got up at like 4:30. So I'm hoping to, you know, get some better sleep. tonight. You know what's funny? They made all corporal supervisors, but didn't give them any perks. So you're doing the exact same job a supervisor is doing, but you don't get shit. It's actually really funny. It's hilarious. Stop yawning, Jeremy. Holy fuck. Oh man, these don't third eye very well. Nice tree. I didn't even see that. Huh? Wait, this is our logo, right? Yeah, this is ours. Like, someone from EGO made this. They didn't make this interior, obviously. How did we do that? I guess there's certain things you can add, certain things you can't, right? Yeah. Certain things you can add. These guys better be ready for this shit. Because, I've been waiting my whole yearly life for this. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. A lot of the MLOs have an option for custom logos. Nice. Alright. You can typically edit non-embedded textures in encrypted materials anyway. You were 45 seconds behind live. Well, you came at the perfect time because I was AFK. What the fuck? Why does he have a pink? This is Jones, right? I mean, I could grab him, but... Stop falling through the world! I'm sure I'll figure the fuck out. Bit hungover, that man's getting fucking misted. Why is he wearing pink? Oh my. If I could just stop yawning so my face can stop being stinging because there's too many tears coming in my eyes because I'm yawning. Oh! Sorry. Stretch. Is that really necessary? Hello, Jack, welcome. Currently waiting for the SASP command to get their fucking shit together and get here. Jesus H. Christ. That Briggs. No. I don't know who it is. Motherfuckers need to secure their goddamn sirens. Jesus Christ. No. Someone blow up that police car. Holy shit. All I'm hearing is sirens. Fucking Christ.
For what? What's it being processed for? You literally just fucking tased me and ran me over 3 times.
Salty. Alright. Where the fuck are we doing this thing? I literally just saw Seed. Everyone's just running around with their heads chopped off because they ain't ready. Guess what? I'm fucking ready. Taking their time. You know, we could just take him in through here and just bring him in through that door there. Like, that's also valid. Like when we're breaking in suspects. Everyone's running around like their fucking heads chopped off. What is happening in the cells? Let's just go look. Who's getting suspended? Someone's already suspended. Its stars has been suspended indefinitely. I'm here to find out why that has been broken. Oh, there you are.
Hey, Crane, are you, where's Star at? Aren't you gonna be with him?
I don't know where Star is at. Unfortunately. I know he's around, I'm pretty sure he's told he wasn't allowed on duty, so he probably doesn't have access to the building.
No, but I can't find him. I don't have his number.
I don't know if I have his number either. Stand by. I don't. Where are we doing this to?
Downstairs.
Downstairs?
There's a meeting room down there.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, I think the craziest part is we happen to be doing it now.
It's over here, Crane. I'll show you.
We're happening to do it here now when we just had basically the PD kind of raided a compound, and now we have a gang with class 2s mad and shooting at us. They're
We're safe
tracking
in the
it here.
basement.
Safety's not the concern. The concern is disruption.
I'm used to bullets. You know we had a meeting room down here, Crane?
I mean, I'll look at it first and we'll see. Oh, it's called briefing.
What's up?
I'm close enough.
There's some food here if you guys need.
So where's
Brought to you
Star?
by Burger Shot.
We're still waiting on Star, so Crane here is gonna be his, neutral representation.
Hello, Crane Star.
Hello. I'll let him in
Hello,
here in a
Green.
moment.
Still looking for him. Once I find him, I'll be with him.
I'm going to burn my phone and yeet
I'll
it
put
into
that
a
shit on airplane
furnace.
mode. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Yeah, I
Does
fucking
that
do it
work?
all the time as
Yeah, it
well.
works.
I'm doing it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody's hitting my line tonight.
How do you?
So how are you?
Where's
how
Briggs?
patrol? I don't think Briggs can make it.
No, she can't make it.
Shit's hitting the fan.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Patrol is not normally too great recently.
Is it like on whose end?
I'm
We
so
have
proud of
a lot
everybody
of-
in this room right
Everyone.
now. I'm so
Why?
proud of all of you.
Why are you proud of us?
Why?
You guys you did such an amazing job. You guys are great.
I wasn't
For
there.
what?
Just existing.
I
Why are you
wasn't
using
there.
that tone with us? I feel
Just
like you're
existing. You guys
sarcastic
are
right
all
now.
great.
This feels like he's about to tell us that we're all fired.
Is it because
No, I don't have
what?
that power.
Wait,
I
wait
can't
a
even
minute.
fire a Proby. What do you mean?
You can't fire? You can fire a probe. I fired a probe before when I was lieutenant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Somebody go get me a wheel. I'm gonna put all the Proby's names on it. Do a little
Oh my
spin.
god.
I did just
Man's going into his
rehire-
villain arc.
I rehired Sawyer like 10 minutes ago.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
He quit? When did
Yeah,
he
you
quit?
didn't.
No,
he
he's
came back.
blacklisted.
Oh, I
He's
rehired him.
blacklisted.
He said
Soy-
he
Sawyer
showed
is
me his old
blacklisted.
How
badge
the
and
fuck do you get on
He
the
gave a
blacklist? What did he do?
PDAR for
Sawyer,
20
I
kills.
didn't. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
actually, because he showed me his badge and he wanted access to the armory, so I just opened the door.
Nash,
for
you're
him.
so funny.
Thank you. And you're so
You're a
grateful
silly
and nice
goose.
for bringing
you.
those Simply meals.
I know.
Thank you, Jones.
Alright, so
Do you want-
seat beside,
I am a third owner
Crane.
of Burger Shot. I kind of did forget.
What?
Oh, did you know, Bronco? Jimmy wants to sell up his shares.
Um,
Is he
Alright.
actually?
before we begin, can I have a quick word
be on this
with
side.
Jones and Veronica?
Yes, sir.
Jones and Bronco.
Good luck, guys. Good luck. You're great.
How you doing, Crane?
I'm tired. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just ate some of the board's chicken.
Holy chicken?
The holy chicken, absolutely. About honey mustard on there. 3 pieces of bacon, lettuce,
Mustard is
tomato,
gross.
lemonade on the side. What'd you say is gross?
Mustard.
Honey mustard?
It's just mustard. I mean, I don't like
hate mustard.
honey
I-
mustard either. but-
I hate mustard. Honey mustard though, good. Finger licking good. Delicious. You wanna know what I had to drink?
It better been water.
freshly squeezed lemon. What? You don't like lemonade either?
I
What's
like
wrong with you?
water.
I love
lot.
water, but I love lemonade.
Water's really good.
Drink a gallon of water throughout the day with lemonade or
How
iced
many
tea
liters
alongside
is in a
meals.
gallon?
How many liters is in a gallon?
3? So you're saying that my water bottle is a gallon and a quarter?
3.7. 3.7.
My water bottle's a gallon and a quarter.
3.7 liters is a gallon.
Yeah. I have a big water bottle.
And me too. It's a gallon. You know, a normal unit of measurement.
We're just waiting on Murphy.
I thought this was going to be a SASP high command or command thing.
No, so when someone gets strikes, the hearings are open to all of command.
Oh. Good to know.
I think for this
We
one
don't
in
need
particular
everybody
as well.
here, but Murphy's directly involved, which is why we're waiting on Murphy.
It's nice
Yo.
to involve people, Crane, alright? You gotta understand. Meetings are good for everyone.
I know Murphy when I see him.
Hi,
Of
Deputy
course.
Chief.
Hello,
I'm gonna
Lieutenant.
sit over here so I can listen to you guys better.
Alright. So,
Should we shout?
here's what we got going on. Filling in for Briggs. Briggs couldn't make it. So I will lay on the table, from my understanding, the reason for the 6 strikes. I've done myself the due diligence of staying pretty neutral in the situation. I haven't involved myself too much, for the sake of this hearing. So, I will lay it out, and then I will let Murphy speak on a few things, because I know he has a few things to speak about. And then we will hand it off to you. If at any point, Crane, Star, you guys would like to speak alone, we can give you the room. Okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so, 6 strikes were issued, which falls under a moderate disciplinary hearing. This hearing is for an extended suspension, whether it's a short or long term, and we will be taking into consideration that you've been suspended since June 29th or 30th. Can you clarify here, Star?
Yes, I can try to.
I know it was Friday, I just don't know what day that was.
That would have been the 30th.
The 30th. So you've been
Right.
on suspension since June 30th, and it is now July 5th. So it's
Nope.
been. Did you say nope?
Oh, I said yup.
Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's July 5th.
Yeah.
So you've been suspended for 5 days now. So I would like all of command to take that into consideration when we proceed with any decisions. Moving on. Command was provided with footage. I'm not going to disclose where the footage came from, other than the fact that an officer provided footage of Steven Starr approaching a local who was on a motorcycle in front of a bank, and escalated a conversation to which the local did nothing except sit there on his bike. He didn't actually say anything, and Steven Starr took out his baton and beat him to death. It's my understanding that he did not die completely. He went to pillbox and he was fine, but regardless.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How many times was the local struck?
Oh my lord, we got panic buttons going on. I'm gonna turn off.
Yeah, I'm gonna
If
unsuck
you guys
that.
can stop my suspension right now, I'll take them all out.
Shut up. How
Sorry,
many times was the
Crane.
local hit by the nightstick?
I'd have to rewatch the footage. I just know it was quite a few times. It was at
More than one?
least- Oh yeah, probably 2 to 3 for sure. I could rewatch it for you after Crane. It's just been a while.
Okay.
Yeah. When you guys talk, I'll rewatch it and I'll give you the exact number if you'd like. And apparently the reason for that was he wasn't giving up information. Whether or not that's true is for us to hear in a few minutes from Star. The strikes were also issued for a blatant disregard for authority. It is my understanding, and I will hand the floor off to Murphy afterwards, but Star showed a complete lack of respect towards him on patrol, and this might have been shared with other command members. Again, that's to be heard. And he was operating a personal vehicle while actively investigating a gang, and was patrolling irresponsibly with it, following where he was caught by other officers and we received complaints. He was doing this in plain clothes, and supposedly, again, all hypothesis, this is a hearing, a chance for you to speak, so I'm not going to accuse you of anything, but supposedly this was unauthorized, both the plainclothes and the personal vehicle patrol. With that, he was issued 6 strikes for aggressive or escalatory behavior in disregard of patrol initiatives. The aggressive and escalatory behavior strikes were issued for the incident pertaining to the baton, and the disregard of patrol initiatives pertain to the civilian / plainclothes patrol, as well as the disregard for authority towards a member of high command. I can rewatch the footage and tell you the exact amount of times, but I'll hand the floor off to Murphy for now.
Yeah, so as far as, so just in terms of sequence of events, the undercover in a personal vehicle was first, and then the local on the bike was second. So I was the one that brought forward the complaint as far as the personal vehicle goes. Myself and Mayor Jeffrey Harris were at Auto Exotic, chatting it up with Jeff and DJ, among some other individuals there. Steven Starr then showed up while on duty and on frequency 6. For those of you that don't know, that is TAC 5. He then proceeded to walk up to the group, say nothing, take off his mask and that, and everybody's like, oh, is that Star? And I was like, oh yeah, that's Star's on duty. We then left at the same time, bear in mind it said Auto Exotic. Star then gets in his personal, it was a black and colored Dodge Challenger, I believe it's the Hellcat Red Eye. Anyways, not important. Takes off eastbound onto Popular, essentially cutting over the grass, just, you know, blatant disregard for normal traffic laws, etc. I then proceed to turn on my lights and sirens, initiating a traffic stop. I then catch up to Star where Popular wraps around to the south under San Andreas there. He then comes to a stop. I just essentially, you know, question him like, hey man, what are you doing? And that way you're running around in a personal car, plain clothes, off duty, etc. He has an attitude from the start, and, you know, sternly saying to me, check with my supervisors, my hires up, blah blah blah. You know, continue to question what he's doing, what his intents are, or what his intent is, etc. Again, just getting the same answer of, you know, go to my higher ups, they'll tell you if it's important, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, whatever. And then he sped off. And then I guess earlier in the evening, we had another call that May was responding to, and I guess Star was running around in plain clothes at that point too. So he had been at it for a little bit that evening. And it's important to note that at this point when this occurred, Star was nor a member of CID or IA.
Okay, is that everything?
Yep.
Okay, I personally, and I don't want to overstep you, Steven, but I personally have a very important question. So the suspension is listed on the strike database that it needs to be 24 hours, period. Why was it longer than that? Why was it indefinite?
As I explained to Star, it was a long weekend, which made a lot of command members unavailable. I've already admitted to him that the timing was not great, and he shouldn't have been striked until a hearing could have been held within 24 hours. That's already been recognized by the command team. He should not have been suspended for 5 days prior to the hearing. It's too long.
Okay.
Which is why I mentioned that I want that to be taken into consideration when we make a final decision.
I would like to speak to Crane one-on-one. I do not need you guys to leave the room. We could leave.
You want to just leave and make life easier?
Yeah, I was gonna say that when you first said it too. But before we do, I have one question. Can I and Crane and the rest of the room see this footage?
For the sake of the officer, no. However, I can tell you right away. I can give you a play-by-play of what happened if you'd like, right now.
You could jog my memory.
Yeah. So, I can't hear the exact conversation that occurred. However, the footage shows you walking up to a local, make that clear, a local, on a moped. You began talking to him, and then he didn't really do much except sit on his local. You guys know how locals are, right? And then you proceed to take off your baton. You hit him in the head. He fell off of his bike, and then he walked away limping, and you walked back to the sidewalk.
Hit him once.
To answer your question, Crane, he was only hit once.
Okay, that's the main part I was looking for in the footage, because I recall you saying it was definitely more than once. I was like,
No,
what?
I was under the impression, from what I can remember, it was more than once, but I was wrong. It was just once.
Crane, would you like to speak to me in my chambers?
You don't have a chambers, but we can speak.
If you guys want to talk, go in the locker room and go to the washrooms. The door on the right. We can't hear you if that's what you're looking for, all the way back there.
I'd be fine with you guys hearing us, but just for the sake of this whole thing, we'll talk privately. No?
Y'all need something?
There's literally bathrooms here. Hello?
You ready?
Yep.
Ready? Number one. The local got up, limped for about half a second, faked it, ran away. Number two, I don't know if I could say this part, but the locals spit on me. Or at least that's what I said when I got back at the time.
Even if he spit on you, you shouldn't have hit him. If that's what happened.
So that falls under assault, chemical weapon.
A chemical weapon is spit on
No,
you?
that's technically it could be a carrier of disease. I'm being dead ass. That's like that's lethal.
Yeah, but is that why you hit him?
Technically speaking, lethal force would be authorized at that point.
Lethal force?
I'm not even fucking with you.
I've never seen anybody shoot
Is a
somebody.
little Canadian. I know your brain's a little Canadian,
Brother.
But at the height of the AIDS epidemic in the country, and so on, bodily fluids used in a violent manner were met with lethal force. It was acceptable. It wasn't, always, a good idea.
Was.
Well, no. I'm saying it wasn't always a good idea, but technically speaking, in the use of force, that is something. And we don't cover it very well here. I used to cover it in the academy and shit, but anyway, point is that whole local thing, bullshit. Let's be honest. That's not even a thing we have to worry about, right?
I don't know.
I did not strike him on the head. I struck
the
vehicle.
He says you struck him on the head.
All right. If they don't want to provide the footage, they don't have to. I hit the bike, and I will not back down from that. Number one. Number two, he walked away. What am I, weak? You're gonna call me weak? Tell me a man walks away after I hit him? Fuck that.
So I think we can figure out what they know about the whole CID or you being undercover thing. I feel like you can get away with that. I don't know if you're gonna get away. I don't know if you're gonna get away with the local thing.
I can get away with the local.
I mean, you could try. I'm just saying,
I can get away with the local. I was
pick your battle
approached.
here.
I pulled the car over. The guy said, I was like, hey, suspicious activity in the area. What do you know about drug dealing? He said, hey, that's actually the guy right there. I saw him earlier. He did it. So I went up, questioned him. Guy spit on me. I hit the bike to push the bike over. That's technically speaking not non-lethal. That's not even non-lethal. That's hand to hand.
I would recommend maybe you aim for hitting the bike, but in my mind, just because someone spits on you, that isn't lethal, and it is even less. In my mind, as someone who's been here for a very long time, you hit the bike. You hit the bike.
I hit the bike. First of all, that's all I know.
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to intrude on you. Just give me a second.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What the fuck is that? That's some level of disrespect right there. This is where we were told to go, and bro says, "Yeah,
No,
sorry."
he told
need
us to go in here.
Yeah, well,
Whatever.
no. Anyway, the CID thing, fucking bullshit. By the way, I got permission to do what I was doing.
Who'd you
And-
get permission to?
Briggs
Briggs give you permission.
and Seed was aware.
All right. Well, let's go
So,
in. Let's go
really
in with
quick,
that.
Really quick. Also, the CID thing they said earlier. May saw me undercover earlier. I was off fucking duty for that one.
Okay.
I was off duty and I wasn't performing any CID investigative anything bullshit. What happened was there was a cop near us who got fucking shot, and I ran over with my pistol out to check what the fuck just happened.
Well, you should explain this. Let's go.
Yeah, let's fucking rock and roll.
No, relax. It's just an
Rock and roll,
explanation.
baby.
But I want us to recognize that he
Excuse me,
did
gentlemen.
serve 5 days. Okay, he's coming back. Welcome back.
Hello, gentlemen. Let's stand on the table.
I can assure you we did not hear a thing.
One of you might have, but I'm not going to question it.
That's okay.
It's
All
not
right.
a court hearing. You're good.
All right, you can continue, Steven.
Wonderful. All right. First plan of attack. We're gonna talk about the.
Sorry.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
go
cut
ahead.
you off. I shouldn't have cut you off, but I feel like before you defend yourself, I know that May wants to add one thing, and I feel it's just not fair to you if I just hit you with something else afterwards.
I
Something
agree.
you could have something you could have brought up in your initial response. So I'm just gonna let May say it to you so that you don't feel like attacked after. Okay.
Absolutely, May. You have the floor.
Thank you. I wanted to bring up another scene. Part of it's kind of connected to the kind of radio usage and talking with higher ups about things. There was a scene that occurred, I think, about a week ago, kind of just before this whole thing went down, where we had a downed officer and a separate drug call scene where all officers were talking on the radio. We were kind of coordinating. It was kind of hectic. And then at that exact point, there was a bit of a bust into patrol frequency from yourself when you got kidnapped by an old man in a bus.
Yep.
At that point, you were screaming over radio consistently, even when told to relax, which was also impeding and interfering with the active downed officer call and the drug call that was occurring as well. I wanted to just kind of bring that up here.
I thought you were going to bring up the.
I'm gonna go to that one first.
Stand by, Steven. I also have a
I
question.
mean, I was just kind of. Oh, okay. The other thing is, there was a CAD thing down where there's suspicious activity calls. CID was conducting an operation and surveillance, and I told patrol to stay away. In which case, you kept driving to the area and said, "Well, I don't know if I'm gonna turn away, or I should listen to that if I think it's a bad call." You did eventually listen, but you still got too close. And the fact that it was kind of a talking back of the patrol frequency about coming in and still interrupting with an op was something that was not great.
I do
So-
have
so I
a
think
question
the
on
big, like,
this.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
big motto of all that is just the talk back is the main issue. But anyways, go ahead, Crane.
So is he being punished for what May said, or is he being punished what's like? Is this where we air out all the grievances, or
So
like what's going on?
The bus scene, I'm not too sure that we're gonna put that off the table for this.
Okay, we'll put that
incident.
off the table.
With all due respect, may I just?
Oh no,
this
yeah,
might
good.
be
I'm
handled
just
separate
bringing
time.
up everything that
Yeah,
I kind of
that's fine.
brought up in command.
But this is mostly to talk about the entire incident that pertained to the plainclothes, the disrespect towards Murphy, and then the disrespect towards May with the talkback on the radio. Like, all the talkback from those two scenes is kind of what broke the straw, and then the aggressive behavior is the scene pertaining to the moped with him using his baton. That's all this is about, nothing else.
All right. Do you have anything else, Crane, or should I take this?
I forgot. Did Murphy? Did you send in a report on Steven to Leo
Reported
Integrity?
directly to me
Why?
because he's allowed to do so.
Okay. Continue, Steven.
All right. I would just because you said we can deal with that later. I don't want to deal with that later. The bus thing. I want
No, like,
to.
we're not going to deal with it at all. You're not being punished for that.
Can I comment on it really quick?
Sure.
I apologize for getting belligerent or angry on radio when I was kidnapped.
Yeah,
That's
you're
all
not
I'm gonna
being
say. On
striked
that.
for that.
I know. I just wanted to, I just want to apologize.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Number after that one, I guess two. Sure. The talking back on radio, on scenes, to people of, a superior rank to myself. I've been told my entire career that rank does not matter when it comes to an active scene unless you're organizing scene command, unless scene command's been established. If people have counter calls on radio, those calls are valid until they're deemed not valid. If the chief of police says, I want this to be done, and a senior deputy says, Chief, hate to be that guy. That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. That is a valid transmission over radio. Completely valid. Personally, if I'm in a high rank, which I have been very many times, and somebody wants to quote unquote talk back to me and tell me what I'm doing is wrong or that they disagree with it, that's the most valid thing I've ever heard. I don't want a department where nobody can, everybody fears command and thinks they can't speak out against things they disagree with. And I will say wholeheartedly, I disagree with the, CID, whoever, telling people they cannot respond to a scene the way they wish to. As May said, I listened in the end and kept my distance, but I will say there have been multiple scenes on radio and multiple officers not happy with how those things are being handled, with people just being told, hey, this is our thing, you back off. Come on. Let's be honest here. You guys don't have to agree with me. I'm not going to read your minds, but come on. Secondly, I do want to talk about the local thing. Wholeheartedly, 100%. What happened there, I will tell you, because, let's be honest. You said you couldn't really hear the conversation. I'll tell you the conversation. I pulled over one artist, DeBose. I've been told his name is not Dubois, it's DeBose. And drug call, whatever. He tells me, hey, that guy right there on the bike, he's the guy who's selling the drugs. He either said he called him there or he saw him. I can't remember which one, but all I know is it drew my attention to him. I told my probationary officer, I said, stay with the car. I'm going to go talk to him. I'm talking to the guy. He's getting belligerent with me. He spits on me. I hit the bike. Not his head. That would be insane. I'm not going to assault somebody's cranium with a nightstick. No. But I hit the bike, and the guy got up and ended up running away, fleeing the scene. But I've got bigger matters to attend to. I've got my probationary officer next to me, trying to do this traffic stop. I'm not going to chase after this guy. I don't know, what his deal is. He's probably just insane on drugs, whatever. I let him run. He spit on me. I clean it up, go back to my day. All right, let's call that the local nightstick debacle right there. Now let's go over to the Murphy thing. Number one, explicit permission was given to me to perform my investigation as I see fit, using undercover, plainclothes, whatever, because there was no outline on how I should perform. There was no outline on how I should act. There was no outline on any single thing I can and can't do. I asked, can I do undercover and investigative operations on this case? I sent her the case file, her being Harper Briggs. She responded, yes. So I took that on myself. I would like to first comment on the thing May said about me being doing things like earlier that day. At that point, I was off duty. I believe what happened was I was off duty by PDM, about to meet with somebody, completely off duty, just doing my own thing, trying to do this investigation. Then I clocked on duty when I heard shots fired, and I went around the corner and I see a cop laying on the ground, shot. Take out my handgun, clock myself on duty so I can see, the units on the little, know what I mean? Units are here. He's on the roof, apparently. His cop car's below. I scream up. They say they got it. I say, all right, go off duty, back to what I'm doing. The officers have it. The on-duty officers, I'm not stepping on their toes. They have it covered. Move on later that day. I go back to continuing my investigative methods to rid the streets of drugs and guns to keep our officers safe. Valiant effort from myself. I agree. Take it into my own hands to do these investigative measures. Not
Fucking
undercover,
Steven.
might I add. I was doing this plain clothed in my personal vehicle while on duty because I'm doing work at this point. I'm doing work. I need other officers to know if I'm okay, if they're okay, just in case anything happens, so I'm on duty. Not patrolling to counter that. I was not patrolling in a personal vehicle. To counter the other thing, I was in my C8 hot pink Corvette, 2 racing stripes down the vehicle, not a red eye. I don't like doing any things in the red eye. Unless I'm, if I'm doing undercover work, I won't be in either of those cars. But I pulled up to Auto Exotic. I'm talking to some wonderful gentlemen to try to get some information. But I'm not undercover because they're not who I'm investigating. I come on scene. As we all know, the people of the city treat on-duty officers much differently than off-duty. When I got on the scene, I take off my mask. They're asking, who's this? Who's this? I take off the mask. They say, oh, is that Steven Starr? It looks like Steven Starr. Now, here's the part that I had some issues with. Murphy says, Steven Starr, what are you doing on duty? In plain clothes, driving a Corvette.
You
At
took
that
your
point,
mask off in front of everybody.
I agree. Please let me have the floor. That's all I ask. I will
Go
ask
for
for,
Nope,
yes,
go
thank
for
you.
it.
We're gonna let you go through your whole spiel, then we'll talk and
I appreciate
we'll go from there. Yeah.
So I took off the mask. These people know who I am. I had like a little, a pull up, like I don't know what to call it, like a scarf kind of thing. It was just kind of covering me a little bit. A little chilly that day. Anyway, I go up to try to talk to them. Off duty, perceived, right, to treat me differently. Maybe they'll give up more information. That's the goal. And when Murphy alerts them to my on-dutiness, I left. Because at that point, it was no longer what I wanted to do there, which was talk to them as an off-duty officer in their mind, hoping to give me more information. So I left. I went traffic stop, like Murphy said, and I did tell him when he pulled me over, I could have probably composed myself a tad bit better. That could have happened. I do agree with that. But I told him, like he said, please speak to my higher ups, speak to high command, speak to whoever you need to. They will answer the questions for you. Because I feel when I'm in an investigation, when anyone's doing an investigation, if that information doesn't need to be said out loud, especially when there's others nearby, a passenger in the car, I'm not going to just tell civilians what's going on. Number one. Number two, speak to my higher ups because they gave me permission, explicit permission to do what I was doing, and what I was doing was not wrong. And number three, I feel that a way that could have been handled better is Murphy pulling me to the side initially when he noticed who I was, pulling me to the side and asking me what's up, and I would tell him, hey, I'm doing investigative stuff. Hand him the details he needs, right? Talk to my higher ups at that point, and then we go back so I can continue what I was attempting to do. But I left the scene in a hurry. I'm getting out of there. I'm like, no, this is not, how this should be handled, in my opinion. So I left. I felt disrespected at that point. I understand I'm not a member of CID, but there are other departments in the SADPS, and there are other things going on. Not everyone's going to know everything. I sure as hell don't know everything. And one last thing, because let me regain my thoughts here. Went on a little bit of a tangent there. Give me one moment.
Interview, Sparky. That's what you joined to do.
Okay. To final up that last portion, the undercover car or the plain clothes personal car. To sum that up, I was given explicit permission. I was told I can do what I needed to do. I was told one thing: don't be stupid. And I would say and argue and die on the hill of I was not doing anything that could be described as stupid. Is there anything is there any point I haven't covered or given some kind of rebuttal to?
No. No. Before we talk as a team, I'll let Crane. I don't know if he has anything he wants to mention, but I'll let Crane go too.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. Would you I need Star to leave the room. Crane is welcome to stay if you'd like. You can't speak on anything we talk about. But if you want to stay, you can, or you can go with.
I'll be on the fly on the wall.
Okay.
Real quick, the station's currently being shot at, by the way.
We're
Alright, we're gonna
fine.
hurry up.
Yeah, we're under attack.
Yeah, it's fucking Black Diamond because we booked 3 of them. I'm gonna go up there and go assist.
Okay. We'll
I don't want
make
to
it
deal with their
quick.
stupid
So,
dramatic
all I want to say, for me, and then I'll let you guys talk, is that at the end of the day, I agree with this thing. Like, people are going to disagree at times and propose a counter to other people's arguments. But I mean, there is still a chain of command. If you're told by your supervisor not to do something, you can't do it. You can say, "Hey, I really don't think we should do this. Here's why." But you shouldn't be arguing on the radio. At the end of the day, you should be doing what they say.
You shouldn't be.
And then, bring that up through the proper channels at a later date, not on the scene. It's not the time for it. They are still in charge.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just gonna go through with what I noticed. Kind of going back, kind of scene by scene. Starting with what
We'll just try
kinda...
to make it as quick as we can, just because.
Okay, got it. The whole disagreeing with the situation, that makes sense, but obviously if you're responding to a call and you don't know what's going on, and the officer who's been in charge of it in primary is telling you what's going on and what to do, if you don't know what the fuck's going on, you shouldn't be arguing over the radio about it. And the other thing is, with the whole Murphy situation, the entire tangent he went on was more attacking Murphy about his choices and what he was doing on patrol, and not defending his own actions about, disregarding a higher ups, what they're saying, being disrespectful, over the radio and in person. And also, he was just, wrong about what car he was in, but that doesn't even matter. The footage shows he was in the other car, not the Corvette. But I mean, he was just attacking Murphy. He wasn't defending himself.
Okay, Jones, you have anything?
I do think he was defending himself, but that's all I got.
Fair enough. Nash?
I felt like he was shifting blame onto Murphy. That's at least how I saw it.
Murphy?
I got nothing to say.
Alright, Bronco?
I will say that he came to me with his little case against a gang and had a whole document on it. I brought it to Briggs. Briggs said, yeah, tell him he's good with it, just not to patrol and be an idiot and be disrespectful. So there was terms about him going undercover and everything. We told him not to patrol, and I feel like he kind of breached those terms.
Okay. Keep it short and sweet. I know that this is not your place. However, I want to hear your opinion, Crane.
I think I kind of agree here. I think he was defending himself, but I agree with you guys.
Okay.
I think terms should have been written out, though.
I don't disagree. I also think that any investigation moving forward should be kept to Crane's unit.
That or CID.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start with this vote. I'll just go through an order. We're gonna start off by voting whether he should be suspended or taken off suspension. We'll go about length of suspension if we vote for suspension. So let's start out with Jones. Does he come off suspension today or continue on suspension?
He comes off suspension.
May?
Can I just not speak there? I don't really have a vote on it.
I'd like you to vote. I can come back to you, but I want you to vote.
Come back to me.
Okay. Nash?
Oh, did you ask me?
Off suspension or stay on suspension? You're voting.
I honestly don't know. Like, it didn't seem like he was apologetic about anything. So, for me, it would be stay on suspension.
Okay. Murphy? Let's keep in mind he's been on suspension for 5 days.
Yeah, he can come on.
Bronco?
If it wasn't on suspension for 5 days, I would say due to the terms we gave him when he joined state of not being disrespectful and respect the higher ups and everybody you patrol with. But since it's already been 5 days, I'd be fine with him coming off.
Okay. Back to you.
Yeah, I guess we can let him off, but I mean, I feel like there needs to be a very strict, hey, if this shit happens again, then it's
So, if anyone disagrees, they're just gonna popcorn speak up. But what I'm thinking we're gonna do here is he's gonna keep 6 strikes. They're not coming off his record. If 3 more issued, it's another hearing because that's the 9 strike threshold reached. we will allow him back on patrol. However, any previous understanding for plainclothes/undercover operation ceases today, and anything moving forward has clear set terms that have to be at least through Crane's unit or CID or authorized by both command and Crane's unit. As for the actions against Murphy, I think he owes Murphy an apology.
Yeah, I would even say May an apology as well.
Crane raised his hand.
Go ahead.
The strikes are going to fall off after 30 days, correct? For
Yep.
the system.
Every strikes do. Sorry, bad grammar. All strikes do.
I would like to know, sort of off base, but I would like to see future instances like this reported to my unit so they can be investigated to the fullest instead of reported above me. I understand like they're allowed to do it, but like it
You
just
don't have to
helps
defend
with
yourself.
system.
I don't disagree.
Okay. Alright, do you want to bring Star back in here?
Yep. Do you want to? Someone want to get him, or should I?
Steven! Come back!
That works too.
All right. So
Hey,
we've
I'm
come
in
to
a meeting. Can you
conclusion.
call back in like 20 minutes?
We're still getting shot
We've
at.
come to a conclusion,
Alright.
Mr. Starr.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty, lay it on me.
Given that you've been on suspension for 5 days, the team of command members here are willing to lift your suspension today under a given set of terms. First of all, your strikes will not be revoked today. Your 6 strikes will fall off in 30 days from the day issued, so 30 days from the 29th. If you receive 3 more strikes, you would reach the 9th threshold, which calls for another hearing. However, if you don't get any more strikes, they'll just fall off in 30 days. Secondly, any previous agreement for plainclothes/unmarked operations ceases today. Any further investigation will have to be through Crane's unit or authorized by both Crane and High Command of the State Police, with clear set terms laid out beforehand. Finally, I would expect that you offer both May and Murphy an apology, strictly for the way they were addressed on patrol, not for voicing your opinion, but just for the disrespect that was transmitted over the radio. I agree that when you disagree with something, it is your, right to speak up. However, at the end of the day, they are still supervisors, and if they do tell you to do something, we expect you to do it. And if you disagree with it, you should be bringing that up to the respective chain of command following the incident, not during the incident.
All right.
You agree
So-
to these terms is what he needs to ask.
I leave it up to you. If you are willing to offer them an apology, we will lift your strikes. Sorry, not lift your strikes, lift your suspension.
I'll take the first option. May, I apologize for how I undermined your leadership. Same to you, Murphy.
I'll make it clear that
Thank
if
you.
there's any other occurrence of where you, directly not challenge command, that's great to do, as you mentioned before, right? It's important. But if it's borderline disrespect, and we got to sit back in this room, then it's not going to be as pretty. Any further complaints against you should be submitted to the investigative team, law enforcement integrity, for those who don't know what that is, in the state police. But as of today, those 3 incidents are closed, and the 6 strikes remain for 30 days from the 30th. No further hearing can be had on these incidents that were had today. As of July 5th, 2023, 9:46 p.m. Eastern Time, your suspension has been lifted.
Alrighty.
Are we still getting shot at?
No,
I don't
they
think so,
fucked
but
off.
I don't think so.
Fucking bunch of children.
Should get some miniguns out front.
Hate those fuckers.
Air
Cool. Good luck. See you guys later. You still have your job, Star?
What do you mean?
Like, do you still have it in your
Oh, yeah,
badge
no, I
still
still
on you?
have it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's it.
sure. Alright, have fun.
Okay,
There's one thing
honestly,
I'm not doing. I'm not patrolling. That's for damn sure.
that was honestly your best case scenario. I'm not gonna lie.
How the fuck was that best case?
Well, not best case, but best of what you're gonna actually get. I think.
No, stop.
Bro, it's so annoying. Like, it's just, there's low effort in everything. Like, we're all just kind of just running around.
Let him deal with this, especially since he.
There he is. Right, is that May right there?
May, we
No,
have
it's
stuff
not
for
May.
you.
What were they saying? What was? How the fuck did I keep every single strike?
I don't know how you kept every strike, but you know, like I was kind of flying the wall. I wasn't very good at active listening because I was thinking about everything. The main thing that I wanted to like see that was done. Honestly, like what I really wanted was like maybe 2 strikes be lifted or maybe some kind of made even thing happen because you had 5 days of indefinite suspension and that shouldn't have happened.
Bullshit.
But that's it.
Also, absolute bullshit. I think every single strike should have been lifted. I have such a disagreement on that one.
Yeah.
And how the fuck do I have to apologize to May for listening to him? I said over radio, I disagree with what you're saying, and then listen to the end, and I have to apologize for what?
I don't know what to say.
Fuck is that?
All right.
God knows I'm not fucking patrolling. Fuck. I'm gonna go run my business. That's the end of the road for this guy.
All right. Good day, Steven.
I will see you around, Craig.
Hello, gentlemen. All right. Okay, that was an hour thing. That might be a good upload, I'm telling you that. Whoa, that might be a spicy one. Might be a spicy one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Until next time, have a good one. Remember, there is another stream today. A little bit boring, but, you know, there's only so much you can do about it. There's not much you can do about it because, you know, I had to do it. And I think I have to do it, like, continue to do it, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll be streaming tomorrow. We'll be having a court case at 9 Eastern, at 9:45 Eastern, so maybe 10. So keep an eye out for that. I'll see you then. Anyway, have a good one.